Star Wars, one of the biggest franchises loved by many worldwide and known for its iconic battles, storyline, and so much more. Something else iconic from the Star Wars universe is the lightsaber. Thanks to SabersPro, I'll be testing out a $400 realistic lightsaber, which means unboxing it, exploring all the hidden features, and even learning some tricks with it. Let's talk about it. Now, I've always wanted to wield a lightsaber in real life, so when SabersPro messaged me about reviewing one of their lightsabers, I was stoked. Inside this box is one of their high-end Profi NeoPixel lightsabers, which is packed with a bunch of detail and features, so I can't wait to get this unboxed. If you couldn't already tell by the thumbnail, I'll be taking a look at a classic saber, which is Luke Skywalker from Episode 6. Now, before getting into the unboxing, I want to let you know if you're interested in picking up the saber, you can do so via the link in the description, as well as use the code KIRK-SabersPro to save yourself 10%. I'll explain more about SabersPro and their epic catalog of lightsabers later in the video, but right now, let's check this thing out. Kicking things off, I love the presentation of this lightsaber. It comes packaged in a black textured box with a shiny gold SabersPro logo on top. This box is the standard packaging used for their lightsabers, but they also offer a hard case option for an added protection, especially when traveling. Opening it up, we can see all of the contents inside, organized nicely in this black foam. First, we have the instruction manual for the saber, giving us a rundown of all the controls and a look at some of the lightsabers in their collection. It also has some Star Wars characters featured on it, which I think is a nice touch. Setting the manual aside, we have the toolkit containing a battery charger, hex wrench with screws, and a blade plug. SabersPro also includes an acrylic display stand for the lightsaber hilt. The stand's assembly is straightforward, and I like the overall design, except for this space in the middle that looks kinda strange in my opinion. As for displaying the hilt on the stand though, it doesn't look too bad, and it will make a nice option for collectors that are looking just to display the hilt, rather than swinging around the saber with everything attached. Speaking of the hilt though, it does come bubble wrapped, but once removed, we can see just how beautiful this lightsaber hilt looks. SabersPro made this lightsaber using airplane grade aluminum, making it very durable, and the finish on this hilt is a shiny material that also easily attracts fingerprints. That doesn't bother me much, but I do kind of wish I had those special gloves for the unboxing process of this video. As for the details of the hilt, this is a screen accurate model from top to bottom in my eyes. There are rings with gaps in between, a thin neck, a control box, and a cog-shaped bottom with a piece to attach it to a belt. Looking at the inside of the hilt, you will see the contact pins and lighting for the blade. The bottom of the saber has cutouts for the high quality speakers sound to flow through them as well. Unscrewing the hilt bottom reveals a battery compartment holding a rechargeable battery and a Profi board with a micro USB port and a 32GB micro SD card. The best way to remove the battery is by banging the end like so until the battery is pulled out. I do find this a bit annoying, but I guess it's because they wanted to keep this as secure as possible, especially since you'll be swinging this lightsaber around. As for recharging the battery, it does come with a charger, and according to SabersPro, the battery takes about 2 to 4 hours to reach full capacity. For those curious about the size of the lightsaber hilt, it's about 14.5 inches. Also, I think the overall weight of the saber feels nice in hand. It's not super heavy or super light. What will add some extra weight is the 36-inch NeoPixel blade. SabersPro covered it in a removable film, and there's a rubber cap at the end protecting the contact plate that allows the hilt button to interact with the LED inside the blade. The polycarbonate blade is ideal for withstanding impact too, especially in a duel, as it's made of a strong and durable material. But although this material is durable, SabersPro recommends not being rough with this tier saber due to the lighting inside of the blade. If you plan to do some heavy dueling, SabersPro suggests their more affordable baselit model. Since we have a NeoPixel blade though, this means we have the best version of lightsabers out there because of the realistic lighting effects compared to the baselit sabers. Assembling the lightsaber is very easy. Simply install the blade, make sure it's pushed in all the way, and tighten the screws in the holes with the included wrench. When assembled, this thing is quite massive, but it looks incredible. And of course, it looks even better once you ignite the blade, which I'll demonstrate now. There's something about turning on a lightsaber for the first time that's just amazing. What I love most is how realistic it looks compared to the movies when turned on and off. Both red and green arrows on the control box light up when the saber is on, which is a neat detail. While discussing the lighting, I want to quickly mention the blade plug, which is used when you don't have the blade installed. Basically, it protects people's eyes from the bright light that emanates from the hilt, which is a very important thing, and I'm glad that they include something like this. And it has a little design at the top with this sort of turbine look. For my first lightsaber and prop I'm reviewing on the channel, I gotta say I'm very impressed with how this thing turned out, and if you'd like to see me try more props, consider liking and subscribing so you don't miss out on any future videos. Now there are a bunch of features that come included with this lightsaber that we have to cover, so I'm gonna do my best to tell you everything you need to know, but keep in mind, our best friends are gonna be these two buttons right here, the power button and the aux button. Something epic lightsabers like these come with is a feature called smooth swing. When the lightsaber is on and you swing it, it will make the sound effects just like in the movies. I was surprised at how flawlessly it detects the motion, like it handles it very well. And also, this lightsaber does come with a bunch of presets for different types of sabers, so depending on which one you use, it'll have a different swinging sound effect, which is awesome. There are several ways a lightsaber deflects, and this saber can do all of them. Pressing the aux button deflects blaster shots, and pushing the same button for about a second activates multi-blaster deflect. What this means is you can deflect multiple blaster shots as you swing the saber, and to turn it off, just press the aux button again. Another deflection mode is against force lightning and requires a couple of steps for activation. Press and hold the power button, then press and release the aux button while holding that power button. Doing this will make the blade flicker with white light like it's deflecting force lightning, and it's a pretty nice effect. Remember the clashing effect you'd see during lightsaber duels? Well, whenever this saber blade hits something, it flashes quickly. And another cool effect that happens is when two lightsabers lock together. Holding the aux button and hitting the saber blade will cause a white line of light to appear and remain until the button is released. Another lighting effect inside the blade is melt and tip drag. To turn on the melting effect, hold down the power button and thrust the saber blade forward. The blade tip will light up and change the heat level as you rotate it. Tip drag is done by pressing and holding the aux button, then thrusting the saber with the blade facing downward. Doing this makes a sparking white light appear at the tip, and as long as you hold down that button, it'll stay there. There are still more features to cover, plus we still have to learn some saber tricks, so I'll list some of these quickly. Gesture control turns the saber on and off with a quick twist of the hilt. Double-clicking the power button puts the saber in any sound effects on mute until reigniting. The volume of the saber can be raised and lowered by holding the power and aux buttons and then releasing it. A beep will let you know you're in volume mode, then press either button to make the necessary adjustments. Holding both buttons will send another beep as you exit volume mode. The blade color can be changed by pointing the saber down or parallel, holding the aux button and clicking power. With the color wheel engaged, you can select the hue of your choice by rotating and pressing the power button to confirm. A fun secret this saber has is battle mode, which can be activated by pressing down the aux button and swinging the lightsaber. This means any lighting effects like melt, tip drag, or lightsaber lockup can be activated without pushing any buttons, which is very handy. Luke's Episode 6 lightsaber comes with a whopping 22 pre-installed sound fonts, and here are some you can find on it.
Luke Skywalker. I am told it is the dark saber.
You are fighting against the blade.
Cal Kestis. Anakin. I can see him in my mind's eye.
If your head comes away from your neck, it's over.
I was meant to be new. I was meant to be beautiful.
With the saber on or off and holding and releasing the power button, the lightsaber will start or stop playing music. Each preset has its own music to go with it, like this epic version of Duel of the Fates, the main title theme, the Avengers theme, and so many more that I won't play because I get copyright claimed into oblivion. As you can see, this lightsaber comes packed with features, and since it has a Profi board inside, you can customize it by adding your own sounds and more. I won't be doing that in this video because it's a very lengthy process, but if you want me to attempt this, perhaps I'll make a short about the experience. Now, I could have stuck with a simple unboxing and review, but that would defeat the whole purpose of having a lightsaber. I wanted to learn some tricks with this thing, so I watched a couple of YouTube videos to learn some tricks, and this is how it went. So, it is almost 2 in the morning, and I'm outside here so I can film this exciting part of the video. Right now, I'm going to take this lightsaber and try my best to replicate 3 types of saber spins. I'm going to try the basic spin, the figure 8 spin, and then the Obi Annie spin. And I actually watched a few videos on how to do some of these, and the best one that stood out to me was from Carly King, where she teaches beginners how to do these 3 different moves, and it seems like it's a pretty straightforward lesson on how to do it. So I'm gonna do my best to get it done, and let's see how it goes. Alright, so the first move I'm going to try is the basic spin, and I'm going to be completely honest, I don't think this is going to be too difficult for me to attempt, and it shouldn't feel too weird because I've actually tried this exact same spin with a broomstick pole before, like the plastic ones, and I was able to do it back in the day. It's been a minute since I've done that, but I don't think the motion is that far off compared to a lightsaber, especially one with like all this weight and stuff added to it. So I'm going to give it a shot, see how it goes. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to extend my arm out like so, then I'm going to just drop this down, basically like I'm kind of challenging my opponent, like just pointing the blade at my opponent, but the hilt is going to be facing the inside of my wrist, as you can see right there. And then once this drops down with all 4 fingers on the left side of the hilt and the hilt in between my pointer and thumb area, basically that motion, I'm going to take that momentum and swing the blade up like so. So I'm going to do it one more time so you can see slowly how it looks. Drop down like that, and then take that momentum, bring it back up. And I'm going to try that now in all one flow so that it looks better and not as weird and static. So you can see how that looks. And then slowly pick up the pace. Pick up the pace. I am slightly tapping my shoulder right here. I can kind of feel it, so I'm going to try and just move my arm out a bit. It's not the worst, but my only issue I'm finding I'm having is that when I take the hilt and flip it down and then have it come back around, it does kind of hurt a bit over time doing it repetitively. I'm going to go ahead and try it with my left hand real quick and see how that looks. I might not go too fast with this though, just because I don't want to drop it. Like left-handed does feel a bit wonky to me. I almost dropped it. I think I'm going to stick to the right hand. I'm not really going to try to do too much left-handed stuff. So the next move I'm going to try is the figure 8 spin, and this one is not too different from the basic spin. We are going to take that same motion of when it goes back and over like that. We are still taking that motion, but the only difference is that at the start, before we get to that motion, we're going to have this basically cross in front of us like that, and then go back. So I'm going to do this slowly, just try and pick up the pace a little bit over time. Start by having this go in front, basic spin, 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 in front, basic spin. Repeating that over is kind of helping. In front, ow. I said that and then it started hitting my elbows. Let's try it again. In front, basic spin. This is kind of tiring my arms a bit. Every time I hit myself and I whack myself, I feel like I'm like watching like the Karate Kid and Mr. Miyagi's just like teaching Daniel-san to do his freaking task, and Daniel's like complaining and stuff. He has to keep starting over. This is how this feels right now. It feels like a very, ow, I just whacked my freaking knuckles in the back of my hand. It is going to be a bit difficult trying to speed it up, and it's really more so for me hoping that I don't drop this, but I think I kind of got the idea of it. And as you can see, I can try and do it from the side just real quick and show you guys, demonstrate it. third and final trick of this video, the Obi spin. Now, this one is going to be difficult. I don't expect this to get this right the first time or the first few tries because it seems like there's a lot of motion going on. So from what I watched in the video, I am going to be taking the basic spin move once again, but then just adding some additional steps to it just to kind of switch things up, and that will create the Obi spin. So the first step, once again, basic spin right here, which we have done that several times, and I'm pretty sure I can confidently do that without any problem. But we're going to switch things up with the next step, because after the basic spin, we're going to bring this down, but then bring the blade behind our back. Right about here is where it looked like it stopped, and then we're going to trace it around our hip, and then bring the blade back up right here. So I'm going to try that a little bit more just to kind of get the flow of it and memorize that pattern. It is a bit weird trying to do this move, to be completely honest, because like once I swing this to the back, it just feels like my arm is stuck there. And so it is a bit strange trying to bring that right back around and then swing it and then do that and then do that. And also I feel like I'm also at the same time slicing my freaking hip off because the blade keeps touching it. So I'm like, if this was Star Wars and this was real, I wouldn't be filming the rest of this video right now. But I'm gonna keep trying it and see. Maybe it's not supposed to. Ow. Nope. Trace. Yeah, we might not be able to finish this one, to be completely honest. Alright, let's try it again. Basic spin. Turn in. Bring it around. Basic spin. Turn in. Bring it around. Yeah, this doesn't look as fluid as the video did. Just call it quits here, and just, you know, take the victory that we do have with the first two spins and end the video here, because it is very late, and also there's a bunch of mosquitoes. That's what it's like to experience a $400 realistic lightsaber. From the moment I held Luke's legendary saber in my hand, I fell in love with it. SabersPro delivers a quality unboxing experience, and the attention to detail of the actual saber is a sight to behold. The hilt may attract fingerprints like a magnet, but who cares when you're wielding a lightsaber? And let's not forget about these epic features and special effects. Smooth swing, deflection, flash on clash, saber lockup, and all the other cool tricks this saber can do. It's truly the ultimate lightsaber dream for any die-hard fan, cosplayer, or collector such as myself. In all honesty, I believe the $400 price tag is worth it for everything they included, especially with the option of customization. And again, there's always the lower tier options like the baselit model or the NeoPixel model without the Profi board. Once again, huge thanks to SabersPro for sponsoring this video. If you are a Star Wars fan and looking for an epic prop to add to your collection, I highly recommend checking them out. They have a wide array of lightsabers ranging from Anakin, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, Darth Maul, Mando's Darksaber, and more. Each lightsaber has 3 core types: baselit, NeoPixel, and Profi NeoPixel, which is the one I have. There is a sale going on at the moment, but if you use my discount code KIRK-SabersPro, you'll receive an additional 10% off your purchase. So if you're ready to trust in the Force and become a Jedi, or maybe you want to join the dark side and become a Sith, check the link in my bio, and may the Force be with you. It's clear that I had a blast with this saber, but I'm curious what you all think. Is this worth it to you or not? Let me know in the comments. If you want to check out more geeky content, watch this video where I try the ultimate X-Men Gambit figure, and subscribe for more collecting goodness. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.